Welcome to Minutes with Lynnis, brought to you by Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond. Embark on this journey with me, Lynnis Mullins, your certified holistic living and wellness expert for women over 40, as we explore tips for an ever-growing mind, body, and spirit in just a few minutes.
Thank you to all the replay people in advance, all of you on YouTube and on Instagram. It's great to be here today. It's a fantastic day. I'm sitting in my backyard. Hopefully the sun won't shift anymore. I've had to move things around because of the sun, but I like to be outside whenever I can because I find it keeps my spirits uplifted. It energizes me just having the sun on my back. And it just feels good to be outside, to be alive. How is your day going? And what do you have planned on this particular self-care Saturday? You know, today I wanted to talk with you all about some midlife holistic skincare tips. And the reason why I'm saying midlife is because these tips are specifically for women over 40. And it's going to be a series. I'm going to spend a little bit of time today talking about a little bit about gray hair. Basically, you either love it or you leave it, or you change it, love it or change it. In my case, I'll tell you my story, and I think I've told you this before, and I'm going to be consulting my notes because some of this is technical and I don't want to forget. But at the age of 51, something changed chemically in my body. And I began to have an allergic reaction to hair dye. Actually, it was earlier than that. I would say it was about maybe 46 or 47 because I would get my hair rinsed. And after a while, my hair started itching. First clue that you're having a chemical reaction. Don't ignore it. And then it went from itching to my scalp oozing. And then eventually it went from itching to oozing to my face swelling up. And then all the way to eventually having to go to ED. Now, it took me 5 times because I'm an idiot when it comes to my hair. I'm thinking, oh, I can do this. But finally, my family was like, Lynnis, look, is it really worth it to keep the gray out of your hair and then to end up in emergency to do it? And I'm like, no. So that's when I began at around 51, 52 to totally stop doing anything with my hair when it came to putting any chemicals in it, but in particular hair dye. And so I decided that for me, for my gray hair, that I would love it and not change it. But that's not for everybody. Some people just feel that the gray makes them look older. And, it's a personal thing. I think most gray hair is beautiful. But if you decide that you are going to be a person who's decided to change your gray hair, then there's some things that you can do naturally to enhance your hair, the healthiness of your hair, the color in your hair, and to hopefully slow down the graying process. Because basically, graying is a part of aging because as we age, and I'm not a stylist, but I'm sure they'll tell you that, yeah, that's true, that your hair follicles begin to start losing the melanin in the hair. So the hair might still be growing, but it's a lack of melanin. So that's why there's no color in the hair. I guess for me, my lack of melanin started like around 30 or so. For other people, it might be older or younger, but it's going to happen. And if you want to try to slow that process, one of the first things you want to take a look at are the vitamins that you're taking. Are you getting enough vitamins? You want to make sure that you're getting your vitamin B, your D, your E, and your A. Those are all good to have. Do your research on what kind of brand. I suggest that you get the best brand that you can find that will be readily assimilated by the body. Or most vitamins that we get like at the container stores, and I've talked about this before, they're not always readily consumed by the body. You want something that the body will love and will actually metabolize. But yeah, you definitely want to get into vitamin B vitamins, B12, biotin. I know you've seen that at the store before. Just make sure that whatever you get, that it's good quality. Other thing that you want to be thinking about is making sure that you have enough minerals. That's hugely important. Zinc, iron, magnesium, selenium, and copper. All of those are important. Iron in particular, as menopausal females, we have a tendency to be low in iron. So make sure you get all your levels checked. And then you'll know what you're low in, and then you and your holistic practitioner or doctor can decide what to do next. But you want to make sure, if you want to fight the gray battle, if you want to try to slow that aging process down, take a look at what minerals are going on in your body and what you might need to supplement. Now, this is an obvious. You need to not do this anyway, but here's another reason why you shouldn't do this. Stop smoking. Smoking just begins to damage and shrink the hair follicles. It's the worst thing you can do for your hair at all. If you're a smoker and you're wondering why your hair is getting duller, falling out, getting thinner, lacking brittle, dry, if you stop smoking, guaranteed you're going to see some changes almost immediately. I know it's a tough thing. I know it's addictive. Some people just don't want to smoke, but if you're concerned about gray, maybe you want to consider stop smoking. Of course, it's important for you to stop smoking because it's going to kill you eventually. It can kill you. But aside from all of that, if vanity is even more important than being killed, it will make a difference in terms of how soon you turn gray. Another thing you want to think about is to slow down the graying process is protect your hair from the sun. The sun can be damaging to our skin and our hair. So what you want to do is cover up with a scarf or something like that. For me, a lot of my gray is covered up with the turbans that I wear, but that's not why I cover them up. I just learned this the other day about protecting my hair from the sun. So that's one more thing I definitely will be thinking about. The other thing you want to think about too, when it comes to graying is, there you go. Stop damaging your hair. Oh, yeah. Stop damaging your hair. You know what? This seems like such an obvious, but I'm going to talk about this for a little bit because people ask me all the time why my hair looks the way it does. And my hair looks the way it does because probably I stopped putting any chemicals in my hair about 10 years ago. And unlike a lot of women my age, my hair is no longer falling out. It never really did. I do have hair loss, but it's replaced. Now, of course, some of it's genetics. My mom had a lot of hair. My dad's family had a lot of hair. But I do know that as we get older, our hair gets thinner. Mine seems like it's getting thicker for some reason. And I do know that when you put chemicals on your hair, it does have a tendency to thin it out. Also, brushing it a lot, blow drying it, putting heat on it. Ladies, weaves, whether you're gluing in strips or braiding it, is pulling on the hair. The more you mess with your hair away from its natural state, the more of a chance you have of damaging your hair. So if you want to slow down the graying process, take a look at what you can do with your hair that is more natural, which of course means, does that mean I shouldn't use hair dye because hair dye is all chemicals? I will be talking about that in part 2 of midlife holistic skincare and hair care tips. I'll be talking about that specifically the next time we meet. The next thing you want to look at is some home remedies. I'm going to share a couple of them with you, and I have more that I'll be sharing with you on my blog, and that blog will be coming up later on today, where I share some actual home remedies of things you can do. But here's 2 or 3 that you might want to take a look at. I use this all the time. Coconut oil. There's a specific way you can use it depending on your the kind of hair that you have. I know that for me, I have a tendency, I like to do hot coconut oil treatments. I use coconut oil to moisturize my hair. And in my blog, I'll share more ways how you can use actual coconut oil. Another thing that is natural that will slow down the aging process is ginger. If you want to find out the recipe for the ginger, you got to check out my blog. But I can tell you this, cooking with ginger, using ginger in your food can help with slowing down the loss of what's this called? The gray in your hair or the black in your hair, or whatever your color of your hair is. It can slow it down. It helps to replace, and I'm drawing a blank right now what it helps to replace because my phone went out, but it helps to replace the melon in your hair follicle. And there's several different recipes. Here's one I can tell you real quick from my memory because I use this. I grate my ginger, and I don't do this because I'm trying to lessen the gray in my hair. I do it because it's healthy. But I grate my ginger, and then I boil some water, and I pour the water over the ginger, and I maybe about this size of a root, about that size. And then I put it in the cup and I let it seep for a little while, add a little bit of honey, and I drink it. It has so many great medicinal qualities. So ginger is something that can help slow the actual graying process. It's good for your hair. It's just good for your overall health. So many of these things that are good for your hair are just good for you in general. So if you want to find out more about the kinds of things you can do to um, change your hair in terms of the gray and all that, I had another brain fart. You want to go to my blog? And there it is. It's just bit.ly WW40 blog, bit.ly WW40 blog. There's all kinds of information on there. I just posted something last night about the 5 reasons why you should go on a retreat from an emotional wellness and spiritual wellness standpoint. So take a look at that. And later on this afternoon, after 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I will have up some information about holistic hair care tips for graying, some actual recipes. One of the things I had on there was blackstrap molasses. There's a recipe that's going to be on there for that. You can actually use it to try to take some of the gray out of your hair. I tried that for a while. It didn't work for me. Everybody's different. And let me say this too, the tips I'm going to be giving you, they're all different. Everybody's different. You have to kind of give them a try and see if they work or not. If it involves adding vitamins or minerals to your diet, consult your physician, your holistic practitioner first to find out what your levels are, because it doesn't make any sense to take stuff if you don't need it. So find out, what you're lacking, what you need, and then make some informed decisions on what you think will help you if you want to get rid of your gray. So that's it for now. This is Lynnis. And for those of you who are new to the Wellness Woman group, welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I added 25 people in the last couple of days. So now we are a group well over 1,800 people. Please remember to share this broadcast and share the group. And for those of you on YouTube and Instagram, if you don't belong to Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group on Facebook, you need to belong. So just go to Facebook and put in the search bar, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group, and go ahead and join us. Be a part of a movement. I don't know when you're going to be listening to this. Hopefully some of you might be listening to this a year later and we've got 10,000 women in the group because I believe it's going to keep growing. I'm very excited about what God is doing for me doing this business, and for all of you being a part of this movement and a part of my growth. It's been 10 years and all of a sudden things has kind of kicked in. Oh, and let me say hello. Oh, Erica Spencer. Hey, sis. Good to see you. Love you too. And Marvin Finch, can't you just use teasers on and pull out the grays? Yeah, you can pull out the grays if you want to, but boy, it's a whole bunch of gray after a while. For me, I would be doing it for 100 years. I would never be able to pull out all my gray. When you do pull gray, you might have gray. Like I have gray sometimes growing on my neck or on my chinny chin. I pull those out with tweezers. Or just recently, a girlfriend of mine took me as a treat to be waxed. Interesting treat. Kind of painful, but it didn't come back for a long time. So that's another thing you can do to get rid of the grays on your neck and things like that. But thanks for listening, and welcome to all of the new wellness women. I am excited to have you, and I look forward to coming back again to share with you some of the tips that you can do to help aid you as you go through your midlife journey and get well in your mind, body, and spirit. See you again next time. Bye-bye.
If you have something to share, please comment below. For more Wellness Woman videos, be sure to click the subscribe button below and check out my Facebook group, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond. But most importantly, don't forget to love yourself and educate, encourage, and empower your mind, body, spirit wellness.